While I'm learning to become an AI integration specialist, how do I plan to make money in the short term? I have skills that I can monetize right now. That's what I want to speak about in this video. I want to speak about how I plan to monetize it in the short term and what the specifics of my short-term plan are. Welcome back to the channel, or if it's your first time here, welcome to Sem's Journey. My name is Sem. What is this channel about for those that it's your first time here? So essentially, this channel is about my journey to try and attain financial freedom as a solo software developer, starting my own business. That is the crux of it, essentially. About a year ago, I started a software development course. That course is now coming to an end. Before that, for 5 years, I previously had a clothing brand called Moving to Mars. That clothing brand did almost about £680,000 in revenue, almost 12,000 total orders, about 16,000 total units sold. Not gigantic, but some semi-decent. Do you know what I mean? Like decent level. The last year I did 360k, so most of the revenues for the business picked up in the last year once I'd finally kind of got a grip of everything and figured things out as you do. I had to liquidate that brand. Yeah, I had to do that last year. And I thought that brand was going to be my life, essentially. I thought I was going to be doing that for the entirety of my life, or for the very foreseeable future. When I had to liquidate the brand, essentially my whole life plan just got thrown up in the air. So I had to recalibrate. Oh, what do I do now? I decided software development. I started a year boot camp to learn the basics. I'm now a week and a half away. My last project is due in a week and a half. And then after that, I'm on my own. What do I do? Last video I posted about how I made a long-term plan and I spoke about the specifics of that plan. Essentially, I want to become an AI integration specialist within the business that I want. So I want to create value for businesses, leveraging the efficiencies of AI and integrating it within their systems. Yeah, but that's more of a long-term plan. That's more of a long-term, because I've still got a lot of learning to do. You know, I've only been doing software development for 12 months. So in terms of level of expertise that I need to be able to really provide a good service, I'm not there to be able to do that yet. I still have a lot of learning to do to become a real expert, which I do intend to do. While I'm learning to become an AI integration specialist, how do I plan to make money in the short term? I want something where I can build systems that once I've put the time in and I've built the infrastructure and I've built the scaffolding around those systems, yeah, then I just refine them a bit over time, that I can essentially just rinse and repeat, and then it becomes a number game. It's not something that requires like a huge amount of new brain power, and it doesn't require a huge amount of time. It's just like once you've walked the road, you can just keep doing it, and it becomes easy in time. The reason I need that is because I need to make as much money as I can and giving it as little time as possible after the initial investment to building the systems, so that I can then focus on the other things that really require like new learning. So what I mean is like learning how to become an AI integration specialist is a lot that I need to learn. So if I want to make money, I need to do it with something that's already had time invested to get those efficiencies that I then don't necessarily need to think about. So the conclusion I have come to is selling, and I know people are going to say this is a saturated market. You're not really wrong, but like my previous business, so what I'm talking about is selling informational websites. I said that in the last video as well, but I'm talking about selling informational websites, like, you know, like a tradie websites, or like a restaurant site, or like dentists, or like etc. etc. You know what I mean? Like websites that don't necessarily have the biggest amount of functionality and want like a different homepage, but doesn't really have that much that needs changing outside of like a standardized template. Those are the kinds of websites that I mean. So you would say that's a saturated market with stuff like Wix and all of these like build your own website landing page builders, basically. The thing is, my previous business was clothing. It was a clothing brand. Yeah, you want to talk about saturated markets? Doesn't get more saturated than a clothing brand. Everyone's brother's son has tried to make a clothing brand. Like everyone I spoke to would say, oh, I have a friend that did that. So I know about saturated markets, and I know you can generate success within a saturated market. That's definitely doable. It's not the final long-term goal, but it is the most immediate thing that I can do. So what is my exact process? How am I planning to do that? The first step is building a template site that I will base essentially all of the informational sites that I do on. As I build more of them, I'll have more specific ones for more specific clients and more specific use cases, but generally that's the first thing that I need to do. Build the general template. And then after that, once I've built that general template, I then need to put systems in place for where am I going to host the websites, contracts, the payments to take payments, because really you want to be taking those payments from those customers automatically. You don't want them, you want to create as minimal friction as you can. You don't want to have them have to pay it manually. So work out an automated system, have a contract in place, have that contract already sorted so that it's easy. I already know my terms and that. Then I need to make my own website. So I need to make a website for myself that people will go to get in contact with me, to vet whether I'm someone that they want to work with. I then need to find clients. So I need to vet a huge amount of clients. Now, what's really interesting about this business model, yeah, is that, like, more background information first. I plan to acquire these customers through cold calling, very old school method. And some people may say it doesn't work or it doesn't necessarily work anymore. I say bar humbug. I disagree, because I've seen examples. I mean, there's companies whose entire business model is based on cold calling, have entire sales teams for cold calling. So I think it can work in the hands of the right person if done in the correct way. What my plan is, and why I think this is fairly exciting, is because, like, there's so many industries that need informational websites. Yeah, there's loads. And there's so many industries just within, if you say tradies, there's so many different variations of tradies and so many different businesses that are tradespeople. And when you do the cold calling, like, the way I'll vet the clients is essentially look at a local area at, say, plumbers. Say we start with plumbers, yeah? Find all the plumbers within a local area, vet them, but then, and then call them, and I'll explain my exact process for what I'm going to do, but you get them all the area, you vet them, call all them people. Then I can just replicate it for basically every local area around the entire United Kingdom. So there is a huge amount of potential clients that I could get in contact with. So the numbers are there to be able to get some new clients, to be able to acquire clients. Yeah, the numbers are there. It's undeniable. So what that process would look like, now the vetting process, I haven't fully fleshed out yet, but I'm basically just going to vet them to make sure that the leads are somewhat quality before I call them. Once I do call them, here's kind of the way that I'm going to do it. So, like, really pushy sales just doesn't appeal to me very much. It's not, it does. So, like, with me, anything that I don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, I get this gut feeling where I'm like, I just don't want to do that, and it doesn't feel nice. It doesn't suit me. For me to do my best, I need to be comfortable. I need to be doing something that, not comfortable, sorry. I need to be doing something that feels like it's aligned with me as a person. That's what I mean by comfortable, yeah? Cold calling is definitely putting myself out there, out of my comfort zone. I've never fucking done it. Sorry, I've never done it. But comfortable as in the way I do it aligns with me. So here's how I intend to do it. I don't intend to do hard sales. Yeah. Oh, let me sell yours. I could bring you 20 times the amount of customers. I'm not going to do that. Yeah. That's not what I intend to do. What I intend to do is, and this may be naive and it may not work. Who knows? I'm going to document whether it does or doesn't. But this is what I've been thinking about it. This is what I'm thinking of going into it with. Yeah. This is what I am going to go into it with. So this is the approach I'm going to take. Basically, give all these people a bell and just be like, not exactly like this, yeah, but basically, hey, my name's Sem. I offer web services. I offer web development services and websites. Is that something that you've been looking into, or that is something that you might be interested in? And if they say no, I'll go, all right, no problem. If you ever change your mind or you need, well, here's my website. You can get in contact with me whenever you want. Or if you know anyone who needs it, you can get in contact with me whenever you want, and leave it. And then move on to the next, and then leave it. So it's like, I'm not directly selling them. I'm basically just saying, like, I offer these services. Is this something that you're interested in? If yes, click here. If no, okay, no problem. And then the important thing is, like, to leave the door open when they do say, if they do say no, to leave the door open. I'll be polite. I'll be nice. I'll speak to them like a normal person, not as if I'm trying to sell them something. And then I'll kind of hopefully get into that category of, like, oh, you know, if it does pop into the head, oh, this guy called me. Yeah, let me give him a message. And then if you call X amount of people a week, yeah, after doing that for a year, 2, 3 years, that's a lot of breadcrumbs that you've left. And at some point, some of those people are going to give you a call back. And some of those people you speak to, oh yeah, I have been thinking about that. And then you tell them the benefits. So it's not like trying to sell them something. It's, here is a service that I have. Here is the value that it can bring to you. And here is the price that I offer it at. and I will deal with it all for you. And as long as the price that you're offering at makes sense to them and the value that you offer is greater than the price that they will have to pay, yeah, then it should kind of be like, if that's something that they want, then it should kind of be like a bit of a no-brainer. It's not direct sales, it's just, I offer a service, is that something you're interested in? No? Okay, cool, no problem. On to the next, is that something you're interested in? Yeah, okay, here are the benefits, like here's what I offer. And then the next part is the service, yeah? What service are you going to offer? I'm not just going to build websites and then leave. I'm going to offer them, so I'm going to offer like monthly payment options with zero down, where they can just pay it monthly over amount of time, and then they'll own the website at the end of it. And then if they need continual updates and continual changes and, you know, more stuff on the website that they want doing, they can just continue to pay the retainer, and then I can just be their web guy. So it's like I'm less going to be selling websites, and I'm more going to be selling like myself as a service. Like they can communicate with me whenever they like, if they have any kinds of problems, if they want to get into any sort of, you get me, yeah? I'm going to be offering myself more as a service for the monthly retainer, which should hopefully build some nice recurring revenue, instead of, and then as well, I will offer them to pay in just like the lump sum if that's what they want to do. Either or works. Either or works. And I think, like, you know, the monthly amount isn't going to be ridiculous. I'm not necessarily sure of the number yet, so I'm not going to say one. But it's going to be an amount that will be relatively low to a business that's doing decent revenues. Like, not crazy. I'm talking like a one-man plumber or electrician business. It'll be an amount that seems like barely anything for the amount of value that it can bring them in terms of the monthly repayment. So that's why I think it's a really appealing offer. So then once I've done that, and once I do acquire clients, I'm going to make sure the service that I offer is unbelievable. I'm going to make sure the website I make them is amazing. I provide them an amazing service myself. If they have issues, I resolve it straight away. If they need help with something, I help them straight away. I'm going to offer an amazing quality service. Yeah, they're going to be investing. I'm going to be a business partner for them that gives them value for the amount that they're paying. Like, I want to offer an actually amazing service. That's what is going to be the difference, yeah? Yeah, it's a saturated market, but there's a lot of, one thing I learned with moving to Mars is that, you know, the quality of what is offered is incredibly important and is the thing that speaks for itself and creates the repeat purchase. Because if I offer an amazing service for these, say my 10 first clients, yeah, who knows how long down the line, but they will have other people eventually who'll go, oh, I need to make a website. Oh, I know a guy. And then it'll be referrals. You know, they'll, like, word of mouth. The clients will bring in more clients by just offering an amazing service. Yeah, it's a bit of a graft in the beginning. Like, you're going to have to do the cold calls. You're going to have to get no's. You're going to have to, like, you're going to struggle to get them first clients. Obviously, that's it's part of the game. But once it has been built, you then gain your clients through referrals. Like, I've looked at so many Reddit posts where people have been talking about, how do you freelance devs get your clients? How do you one business devs get your clients? And after a few years, they say, oh, I don't really do any cold outreach anymore. It's all from referrals. It's from my network. So that's what it is. I need to build my network. And obviously, I know in the previous video I said I want to become an AI integration specialist. That is later down the line when the business upskills. But right now, when I upskill, but right now, I have to focus on what can bring in money ASAP. And I can do that. I can build those things. I can provide a great service. I have something I can sell and offer value now. So I can start a business now. Yeah, I've got all my business experience from moving to Mars. I've never done cold calling, but but the way I've framed it in my head, I'm not trying to do anything difficult. All I'm doing is calling a bunch of people and saying I have a service to offer you. Do you want it? Yes or no? If you don't, okay. If you do, then let's talk more. That's it. I'm just leaving breadcrumbs. Yeah. Obviously, speaking to, like, I'm expecting there will be some, you know, I don't necessarily know fully what to expect, but I have some idea. Like, you know, there's going to be not nice conversations and there's going to be much nicer conversations. It's just one of those things. But if I have something like offer now, I need to make money now. I need to start making a living now. Like, moving to Mars, made no money for a really long time, and I managed to pay myself a decent wage, like a okay wage. Like, I'm talking, like, you know, beginner job kind of wage for 2 years. Not, yeah, so that's my process, and all I'm going to do is just refine that as time goes, refine those systems so that everything just becomes like second nature. And I'll dedicate X amount of hours or X amount of time to cold calling each day and acquiring those clients and fulfilling those client orders. And then X amount of time on the other side to learning and skilling up and building towards the bigger ticket stuff. Now, obviously, when I'm doing this cold calling, this is going to lend itself really, really well to when I start having to get into rooms with bigger businesses for, you know, the more specialized stuff like AI integration. But with the service that I offer, the main thing for me is just like, it's just that I'm just gonna make the quality of the service I offer the best that I possibly can. I want every single client to be as happy as possible, to have the best website possible, to feel as fulfilled as they can with our working relationship. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to focus on, is just doing the numbers, calling the people, and offering the best service I can to those that choose to bite. I'm going to document the whole thing, the entire process here. I'm going to document my results, and we will see. I know I say that I've said that at the end of multiple videos, but it's true. Like, this is just a plan. Plans change. I'll try my best. We'll see what happens, and I shall report back, and we shall see how it goes. Anyway, thank you very much for watching this far. If you're interested in this journey, because I'm going to be recording and doing this for a very long time, yeah? I'm trying to make 150 grand a year. That's a big number. The AI integration stuff comes in a couple of years, so this is a long journey. New vid every 2 to 3 weeks. Also, what do you think of the video quality, yeah? I've started adding chapters, I've added intro and outro music, and I'm cutting out the pauses so that the video quality and the audio quality is better. I hope it's noticeable. If it is, leave a like. Anyway, thanks for joining. Thank you for your support, and bye.